During his State of the State address, South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster stressed the need for education reform and workforce development. Hello, I'm Kimberly Singletary. On this episode of Carolina Classrooms, we'll take a look at the workforce development options already in place for South Carolina students, and we'll explore what the potential legislative changes will mean for these programs.
Right now, South Carolina has 60,000, count them, 60,000 highly paid jobs looking for people. High-tech production, advanced manufacturing. They demand workers in the skilled trades, plumbing, masonry, carpentry, and others, high-paying jobs. The demand is so great that our businesses have to go out of state to recruit them. High school parents and their high school students and their parents must be made aware that these new opportunities are readily available now. My executive budget prioritizes funding for our technical colleges to identify and recruit local business to participate in collaborative partnerships with high schools, to create internship opportunities, and to promote certificate completion. This will provide our local businesses with a pipeline of future employees who are ready to work. My budget also includes $63 million in additional dollars that are dedicated to workforce training and development. It triples new lottery funding for workforce scholarships and grants to help students attend our state's technical college.
I'm excited about what Governor McMaster has put in on his agenda so far as education reform is concerned and about workforce development, because we do believe that that goes hand in hand. And if we can work on to continue to improve our educational system even the more and continue to serve areas such as our rural areas so far as workforce development is concerned, then we will continue to create a population that can man those jobs or go into those jobs as business and industry comes into our state. And so we understand the partnership that has to happen there. As it relates to Perkins 5 reauthorization, we're excited about that. There are some changes with regards to the new Perkins 5, which is our federal funding for career and technology education, and it's about strengthening the career tech programs. And so we work hand in hand with our technical colleges, our 16 technical colleges, to ensure that students are able to get those dual credit opportunities as well as industry credential attainment and just job training. And with Perkins 5, we're excited because we will be able to reach down to the 5th grade. Before, we would offer funding for 7th grade through 12th grade and then on a post-secondary level. Now we'll be able to reach down the 5th grade to begin that career exploration earlier for our students, which we're excited about. In addition to that, we will focus on work-based learning, of which we have had a 43% gain in our state, with over 122,000 children having the opportunity to do some type of apprenticeship or internship. And we'll also focus on industry credentials. And I just want to highlight that in the past year, we were able to increase industry credential attainment, those students getting credentials in areas such as nursing or in manufacturing or automotive. We were able to increase that by 56%. So in 2016-17, we had a little over 9,000 industry credentials attained, and this past year we had a little over 22,000 attained. So that's a huge jump, but that shows our emphasis so far as our governor is concerned and our alignment with him as an educational system into ensuring that the students are graduating and being able to be that skilled workforce for business and industry.
I think he sees the importance to having good jobs for South Carolinians, and the technical college system, whether it's through our traditional programs we offer for students to earn an associate or degree or diploma or certificate, is one avenue. The governor recognizes as a state that he likes the idea of having tax-paying citizens, and for us to be able to continue to attract new industries throughout the state, in particular in rural South Carolina. The key to that is really having a skilled workforce for us to be able to successfully compete. I'll use Volvo as an example down in Berkeley County. They're going to have 4,000 employees at Volvo there in Berkeley County. We attracted them here to the state, and now we have an obligation to provide them with a skilled workforce of 4,000 people to be able to build sound, quality Volvo vehicles there. And that's just one example. There's a lot of others from that standpoint, but the state itself is committed from the Department of Commerce to attract those industries. And I think the governor realizes that the technical college system is sort of the delivery system for having that skilled workforce.
CATE schools in South Carolina give students the chance to gain hands-on career and technology experience to prepare for future jobs.
CATE, it stands for Career and Technology Education, and it is where it's comprised of career pathways, 16 of them, of which 15 are offered in our state. The one we do not have is government and public administration. However, we're working on that, and so it prepares students for careers by giving them knowledge and skill, and then we couple that with their academic experiences as well. So there are 82 school districts of where they have access to, and I'm sorry, 2 charter school districts as well, where they have access to career centers. And then in addition to that, there are comprehensive high schools as well as career courses that are offered in the middle school. And currently, this past year, we served over 133,000 students in our career and tech ed courses.
Hayward Career and Technology Center offers 12 different career and technical programs, as well as 6 school-based enterprises for all 7 high schools in Richland School District 1. The students that come to Hayward Career and Technology Center come half of the day. They come for 2 blocks, and then they go back to their feeder school for the other half of the day. One of the ways that the Career and Technology Center is different from the high schools is that we're preparing the students specifically for skills that are related to the careers that they would like to enter. In addition to that, we're also preparing the students with industry certifications. So for the programs that we offer, we do have 13 different industry certifications, meaning that the students will take an exam while they're here at Hayward, and typically before they graduate from high school, they can actually earn a certification which will help them to go into their career, or if they want to go on to post-secondary education, they can still use these credentials to help them to earn money while they're in college, and then they will be even more prepared once they go into their careers.
In our classes, we do learn the book part as well as hands-on. We do hair cutting, roller sets, everything hair-related, nails-related, makeup-related.
We work with softwares on the computer that helps us do the designing for these, like floor plans and like extra building levels and a lot of site work too.
During classes, we tend to work on cars and then study for ASE tests so we can be certified. The hands-on experience gives me like the opportunity to see and like actually understand what's going on, and gives me that advantage in the mechanical engineering field that other engineers wouldn't have.
Our career in technology has changed quite a bit over the years. In the past, career in technology, which was formerly known as vocational education, was viewed as programs for students who may not be going to college or students who may get in trouble. A lot of times, career in technology or vocational education was viewed as an alternative school. But this is so far from the truth. Over the years, it has changed because our economy has changed. And so the need to prepare students for their careers has brought about the change in career and technical education. One of the unique things about career and technical education is that the teachers are actually skilled and trained in their particular area. Most of them have industry experience. Now, our culinary arts teacher has the experience as a chef. Our health science teacher is a registered nurse. Our cosmetology teachers have owned their own businesses. Our entertainment and media teacher actually was a director at WIS-TV.
That's the biggest thing I can tell you when you're doing live production. If you wait until it's time to do it, you're too late. you have to be a couple shots ahead. You have to think ahead. If you don't think ahead, you're going to make a mistake. I can tell you that from personal experience. If I
The teachers having experience in their particular career area really helps, because when they come to the classroom, they already have the connections. They've worked with people in the industry, so when they need guest speakers, they can easily call someone that they used to work with, or if they need students to go out on shadowing or internship experiences, or even when we get ready to find jobs for the students, they already have these connections because of people who they used to work with.
Austin, with camera 3.
Okay. Appreciate you, ma'am.
A lot of my real world experiences with them to kind of let them know, hey, this is what it is. Because in a lot of time in books, you get the rosy overview of how it's supposed to be. They tell you how it's supposed to be. I try to tell the students how it is and try to just go through and let them see how the real life goes and what to expect. So when they get into the field, yeah, the book says this, but when you walk in the doors, most times you get a variation of what the book says, not exactly what the book says.
The advice that they can give you when they've been doing it for a long time is valuable, because they know what they're talking about. They've made mistakes and they've learned from it and they're successful. So it's important to just take all that in.
Most of my students, they say they wish they could come every day, and a lot of times they don't want to go back to their home school. That experience you get, that life experience you get from an instructor who's been in the, I guess the trenches, so to speak, for a long time is invaluable. And to be able to come down and not sit in a class and listen to a lecture for an hour, but to come here, put your books down, pick up a camera, or pick up a wrench, or pick up a hammer and work for a couple hours. It gives you a new look on it. You're active, you're doing something, you're not just sitting down, you're moving. And that's something that you won't really experience. And just that opportunity to know that, yes, this is what I want to do, or no, maybe I need to try something else. It's getting that experience. So my suggestion is just do it, just try it. Just get out there and try it.
If you ever, parents, teachers, principals, superintendents, if you ever want to connect a child to the meaning of learning and really engage them, the way to do so is through career and technology education. It gives them that why for them as to what they're learning. And it gives them hope, passion, and aspirations for the future. And then to parents, I would just say, continue to stay connected, stay engaged, and allow students to explore anything that they want to be. I laugh sometimes because I actually mentor a group of engineers, young engineers, and we travel, we get prepared for math and science competitions. And I said, if only when I was younger I knew what an engineer was or that I could be one, I don't know if I would have done that now. So I think, continue to stay open and continue to encourage students to explore, children to explore what they'd like to be and push them along the way.
I would say that it's totally worth it. It will separate you from your peers and you get what you give.
You gotta come dedicated, and then next, just get career ready.
Aerospace engineering is one of the newest courses offered to high school students. To meet the needs of employers like Boeing, Lockheed Martin, and several others, students have the chance to learn technology, engineering, and design, and see the real-world applications of those skills.
The Aerospace Engineering program is a 2-year program. It's comprised of 4 separate courses. Students take 2 courses in year 1, or their junior year, and take 2 courses in year 2 as a senior. It was developed to bridge the gap between what our national standards, to bridge the gap between that, what businesses have been seeing in the workforce, what needs to kind of be improved, and what better way to do that than to bridge that here at the high school level. They're transitioning to the workforce and or college. We started the program here due to a grant that we were awarded. That grant allowed us to provide teacher training for myself, and then the equipment for the students in the curriculum.
This project is a drone. We gotta make and design our own drones. We only got the pieces to put it through to make the actual like outline of it, but like everything else we had to program and do ourselves, like our EOCs or our motors we had to program and solder all of these. And then we use the remote. We have to also program the remote to the chip we have on the drone, and then that's how we'll be able to fly it.
Most of it is like trial and error, and we have to basically figure out how to solve our own problems. And sometimes we ask for help from other classmates like you would in real world, and they help us out.
These students are very team-oriented. They come in, we started our quadcopter project right before winter break. Some just naturally gravitate to the concept, while others are like, Ms. Gaines, it's not working. And I'm like, well, let's just try a different way. Let's step off for a second. Let's go to something else, another part that needs to be done. And my students will come and say, Ms. Gaines, I see so-and-so is having an issue. I'll go ahead and help him with, what I found was a good strength of mine to help them with. So that teamwork approach that industry is really trying to build with this program, it is working. There's always more than one way to find solutions. So this is really the engineering design process in action.
The programs that we're putting in place, the curriculum that we're putting in place, like the one at Sumter, is an excellent resource for them to learn the technical skills and the software and the equipment skills. It's just amazing what these kids are able to do working with CATIA, working with multi-axis CNC machines. That's going to get them there on the technical side. And I think what will set a student apart in the workforce is going to be those soft skills, the ability to work with others, the ability to communicate and to write and to present. And I think that's the part that having that industry engagement in these programs, so having an industry representative there as a mentor or a capstone project judge, is going to help them with those soft skills so they learn to present and to communicate, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to make a well-rounded employee. I think the jobs have a big range, and that's one of the things that I've always loved about aerospace. It's one of the things that drew me into this field, is that it's very multidisciplinary. So what we try to do is engage students from all the way through the K through 12 system and let them know that if the goal for them is an engineering program, then it's very, very important that they really latch on to math and science in middle school. And if they are looking more towards a tech college system approach that'll put them into the manufacturing workforce, then they're looking at building up those computer skills and the IT skills and the maintenance skills that are required for those kinds of jobs. So we want to introduce not just the broad idea of what those jobs are, but we want to introduce them to the equipment and the software and make those connections with the actual companies so that students understand what those jobs look like, and not only just what they look like in a textbook, but what they'll actually be doing.
At the beginning of every semester, because trends change, we do a project on 5 careers, or we do even like a business profile for aerospace so they know what companies are available, what they're paying. We dive deep into like cost of living. That's really not in the curriculum, but it's like you have the salary, but can you actually afford to live where that job is? I think money management is a kind of a skill, kind of with the soft skills, but essential life skills to have, in which they do that. So they'll see, well, yes, this state is offering $80,000 starting out, but the cost of living is such, so you kind of same comparisons where we are here. But with that project, it allows them to see what skills are needed, education is needed as well, and then different certifications as well. This is an honors weighted course. We do technical reports that anywhere can range from 8 to 10 pages. It is APA format, which is on the college level. It's a lot of integration of math and science, trigonometry. So even if that student is not an A student in math, once we do it hands-on, it might help make that connection better. So, oh, this is really how that theory, that principle works.
STEM is a term that we like to, throw around, and it's a great catchphrase, but the reality is that this industry, much like others, is incredibly multidisciplinary. So you can enter into this wide range of aerospace jobs from pretty much any line of study. And I think that's a really cool aspect that I like introducing to students. You don't just have to be an engineer. You can have a wonderful job for life with 16-month worth of programs at a tech college and be making an incredible living and with upward mobility and with the ability to get promoted and possibly even go back to school. And those aren't opportunities that you see in a lot of other fields. It's very unique. Companies are realizing that there's a long goal. It's not just the immediate need for who they're going to hire tomorrow. It's really about preparing that pipeline of workforce so that they have a large pool of qualified employees to choose from for the next few decades. And we saw that trend start. BMW, when they came to the state, had a very long-term focus on that. We see the same with companies like Boeing, where they understand the need to connect with students at a young age. And I think that aerospace makes that a little bit easier in the fact that it's a very cool industry. Who doesn't want to work on something that flies? And there's so much innovation that is going to be coming down the pipeline in the next couple decades. You know, students will be able to work on drones, possibly drone taxi services. The opportunities are endless. And so the companies realize that they have to have that long-term vision as well.
The first group of students to go through this program will be graduating in 2019. They will be prepared for entry-level jobs, entering the military, or furthering their training at the college level. Apprenticeship Carolina is a division of the South Carolina Technical College System. Their youth apprenticeship program offers students the chance to get experience in the workforce and earn a paycheck while they are finishing their high school education.
The youth apprenticeship is obviously for youths. We work closely with the K-12 system. We have a little over 200 youth apprentices across the state of South Carolina. That's done in partnership a lot of times with career centers or the K-12 system, the high schools, which actually partners the individual student with a local business and industry for them while they're getting education to also have some on-the-job training, and there's a scalable wage involved on both the adult side and the youth apprenticeship. Well, that's very important. It's a way for the student, one, to find out, is this really the career field that I'm interested in? They're able, through partnering with what we call a mentor, to actually have that expert in the field that spends time with them. For them, it's great for them to have classroom experience and educational setting where they learn about a specific career field, but that doesn't take the place of what we would call on-the-job training. And it's a way for that student to really partner up with a master craftsman in a particular field, whether that's in healthcare or IT or manufacturing, in any of those fields. We do apprenticeship programs with, but having an expert in the field sort of walk you through the process of becoming skilled in a specific area is a monumental benefit to the individual student, because they're able to not just learn it from a textbook, but be able to gain that experience in live time. We have some businesses that reach out to us, but we have apprenticeship consultants that work for our Technical College System office that go out and recruit businesses to partner with technical colleges and the K-12 system and with the individual students that have expressed an interest. So it's really a partnership of all those entities to be able to identify. We do have many businesses that are already partners with our 16 technical colleges across the state. All of our program areas we have advisory councils, and for, let's say for instance, automotive technology program would have a local automotive dealership that serves as part of their advisory council for that program at that individual college. So a lot of times that will lead to an apprenticeship opportunity for students in that particular field.
Well, since 2001, we have been very supportive of student development through job shadowing and internships. And in 2014, we also added certified nurse assistant rotations. While we've had scholars in the past and they've come and they've been with us over the summer, what we find is missing is the opportunity to keep that student with us and connected to us the entire time that they're in high school. The neat thing about a youth apprenticeship is They're dual enrolled in high school, completing their high school credits, but they're also completing their prerequisites while they're in college, so that by the time they finish, they're ready to move into their clinical experiences and be able to work with us a lot sooner. The neat thing about having them as an employee is they're being paid. They are learning and they are earning. And what I find for most students is they would rather be working in the career that they're going to pursue. And it's great for two things. It helps them to see very early, am I a good fit for this role? Am I a good fit for healthcare? And also, if they can work a certain amount of hours, maybe 20 hours a week, they're also eligible for tuition assistance to help them continue their journey after the apprenticeship has ended. You hear all of the statistics about workforce shortages. Well, healthcare is no different. As a matter of fact, we probably have 10 of the 20 areas where there's going to be a lot of shortages, and nursing is one of them. As you can imagine, we have more people leaving the workplace than those that are coming in. Lots of baby boomers turn 60 every day, and so we have to be able to make sure that we are building that talent pipeline right now for the folks that are retiring and leaving the healthcare system, so that we have folks coming in. The way to do that is to think innovatively about how we can support career and technology education in our state, how we strengthen and broaden our partnerships with our technical college systems, and we're able to do that through an apprenticeship.
For more information, check out their website, apprenticeshipcarolina.com. We'll be back on TV in March. You can find more education stories from around the state on our website, carolinaclassrooms.org. Like our Facebook page and let us know what you would like to see on Carolina Classrooms. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.